In this video, I want to kind of bring a couple things together. We're going to show you how you can use the quotient rule with trigonometric functions to actually derive some of those more complicated relationships that we talked about in the rules to memorize. So, for example, if you want to find the function, the derivative of the tangent of x, that should have a bracket in there, and we don't want this. So the derivative of the tangent, actually we can put in something. We'll do it a little more interesting. Whoops. Say x equals 3. So tangent, as you hopefully remember, is equal to sine of x over cosine of x. So if I want the derivative of tangent, I can also take the derivative of sine divided by cosine. So the derivative of sine divided by cosine is equal to the derivative of the thing on top, which is cosine of x, times the thing on bottom, which is cosine of x, minus the derivative of the thing on the bottom, which is negative sine of x, times the thing on top, which is sine of x, divided by the thing on the bottom squared. So cosine squared x. This is cosine squared plus sine squared, which is 1 over cosine squared, which is also equal to secant squared x. So that's why the derivative of tangent is secant squared x. You can figure that out. So our derivative, f prime of 3, is just secant squared of 3. Conversely, up here, you could plug in your 3 and calculate it earlier on. This is not actually a trig function. So let's change a little bit. Let's do the derivative of cosecant of x. So cosecant is 1 over, now I'm second guessing myself, so give me just a second to look that over. Just having a complete brain fart here. Cosecant of x is it 1 over sine or 1 over cosine? Well, that's not helping me look it up quickly. Okay, 1 over sine. So we have our denominator f of x, our denominator g of x, d by dx, and that'll be the derivative of the thing on top. The derivative of 1 is 0 because it's a constant, times the thing on the bottom, which is sine of x, minus the derivative of the thing on bottom, which we know is cosine of x, times the thing on top, which is 1, all over the thing on the bottom squared, which is sine squared x. So this gives us cosine over sine, and you'll see why I'm writing it this way in a minute, times 1 over sine. Because I just split that sine up in the denominator and then put the cosine on top of 1 of it. And it doesn't matter because it's going to be the same either way. Cosine over sine is cotangent, and 1 over sine is cosecant. So we found that our derivative of cosecant is, I think I made a mistake in here somewhere, but you can go back through and double check this. If you don't catch my mistake, check with me in class, because yeah, I think there's a slight hiccup in here somewhere. But you get the idea that we can work through this and we end up with those results. You should have a negative sign on here. So that's how we use those quotient rules with trig functions to kind of prove or generate some of those more complex derivatives without having to use the limit definition.